Hello everyone, my name is Tom. Welcome back to the Roundtable, and today we're going to break down the Milo Murphys Law Phineas and Ferb crossover. Every bit of information we could find packed into the special is going to be exposed, so without further ado, let's get right into it. This special picks up after the events of Fungus Among Us, which aired in September of 2017. It's been a long hiatus. Of course, Fungus Among Us wasn't the last Milo Murphys Law episode to air, the last one being the Christmas special airing in December of 2017. So, a little bit better, but it's still been over a year. Fungus Among Us was the season finale for season 1. It involved a lot of time travel, Dr. Zone, some pistachio people who took over the world and happened to enslave and impersonate human beings within Danville. This story ended on a cliffhanger, and this crossover event is the conclusion to that cliffhanger. As I mentioned, they were capturing humans, and at the human detention center where Zach and Melissa were sent, they encountered two Phineas and Ferb characters, Buford and Baljeet, who question if Zach and Melissa are a thing, which can possibly be a self-aware nod to their immensely popular ship within the fandom. Baljeet also recognizes Zach as the lead singer of the Lumberjacks, a callback to the episode Secrets and Pies, with their hit song Chop Away at My Heart, which has reappeared numerous times in the series since, including right here when it's used to distract the guards, and Baljeet even dabs. During the song, the former members of the Lumberjacks, now the Lumbermaxes, are shown in a cage nearby in the dumps overhearing their former lead singer perform the song that put them on the map. Once we cut back to Milo and the gang at Doofenshmirtz, we hear a jingle that's revamped to reflect his name change as Professor Time.
Professor Time's building recently renamed for branding purposes.
Doofenshmirtz also asks if DOG ever wears a hat and acts like a secret agent, implying that he's a member for ALCA, the organization Perry the Platypus belongs to. When Doof is changing the channel from Major Monogram, he flips through various channels from the Phineas and Ferb episode Ferb TV, including Ducky Mogo. Doof believes the element of time juice could be placed next to the element Pizzazzium Infinionite. Was first introduced as a major plot point in the season 2 Phineas and Ferb episode The Necessary Roughness, which is another word that's difficult to say.
But of all the elements on the periodic table, none is more fascinating and less abundant than Pizzazzium Infinionite. No one is really sure what it does.
Upon learning about the properties of Murphy's Law, Doofenshmirtz makes a self-deprecating joke suggesting that him and Milo Murphy could be related, which may be a reference to the long-running fan theory that Doof is Phineas' true father. Also in this universe, since it's an alternate timeline because there are so many time shenanigans in the Fungus Among Us, Derek assuming the identity of Dr. Zone retroactively caused the show to be cancelled early into its run, which has changed the timeline of the universe that we're currently in, which also undoes episodes like the Dr. Zone Files, an episode where the show explored the idea of fandom culture and critiqued some of the toxic elements of it. When Candace is introduced, she's playing a game called Ducky Mogo, a Ducky Momo parody of Pokemon Go. Phineas and Ferb both remarking that it's been a long time is an obvious nod to the fact that their show has been off the air for over 3 years. While Phineas and Ferb explain who they are and their friends are, an instrumental of their theme song briefly plays. When Phineas and Ferb's robot comes near Milo Murphy, the robot caves into the ground and sends up a wall of fire, and this seems to be a callback to Going the Extra Milo, where a similar situation results in the same outcome. Later on, Dakota and Cavendish run to their past selves from the episode Missing Milo in the time stream, witnessing when they threw clocks in the time stream to throw off Pistachion. While everyone from the main cast of both shows is together, let's point out how Phineas and Ferb takes place around 2008 and Milo Murphys Law takes place around 2017. Considering the fact that the Phineas and Ferb episode Act Your Age takes place 10 years in the future, they could have used those designs, but to be honest, I don't think that would have gone over as well with the audience. I feel like people wanted to see the original Phineas and Ferb, but they could have at least made a joke about their Fountain of Youth ages. I guess we just gotta settle for suspending our disbelief. Phineas and Ferb have been hiding out in their satellite workshops, but clarify, it's not their actual satellite, a reference to another crossover episode of theirs with the Marvel team, Mission Marvel. Phineas and Ferb have an exact replica backdrop of their tree and backyard, the iconic establishing shot of many episodes throughout their series, complete with the guitar string. A staple montage musical piece from Phineas and Ferb plays as everyone begins to build. Milo offers Phineas and Ferb a blowtorch and a jar of peanut butter, the exact list of things Phineas claimed they would need in the first episode of the series Roller Coaster. Candace's long neck comes into play as Zach and Melissa suspect she's a pistachion. As Candace questions Milo's presence, considering the fact that everything goes wrong around him and they kinda need that not to happen in this case. She takes Milo away, and Zach and Melissa, noticing this, they follow her, leading Buford to once again assume Zach and Melissa are a couple as they leave the room together to pursue her. During the pressure song, Doof flips a coin that says "In Doof We Trust," an obvious play on "In God We Trust." The song "How Do I Do It" serves as a homage to Uptown Funk. At one point, Milo, Phineas, Ferb, Zach, and Melissa appear in clothes that resemble the music video for Uptown Funk and dance in a similar fashion. Potential continuity error. The idea of the Phineas and Ferb effect, where it's the opposite of Milo Murphys Law, everything goes right, it makes sense at face value, but there have been plenty of times in Phineas and Ferb where their plans have gone wrong, like in Summer Belongs to You or Last Day of Summer. Dakota realizes they've gone back in time to the island of Lost Dakotas, which first appeared in the episode of the same name. All of these callbacks makes this not a great episode if you're a first-time viewer. Phineas and Ferb recognize Doof as Vanessa's dad, calling back to the Phineas and Ferb episode Night of the Living Pharmacists. Doof saving the day sets up his role as a reoccurring character in the show's second season, although you can also still credit the victory partially to Milo, as it was Murphy's Law playing against the Pistachions. Towards the end, Milo's classmate and self-imposed rival, Bradley, still has a Pistachion arm, and we can assume is now part Pistachion. The destruction of Doofenshmirtz Evil Incorporated may result in it being rebuilt as Doofenshmirtz Incorporated, without the evil as it appears in Phineas and Ferb, Act Your Age. The television character Dr. Zone tells Timmy to seize the day at the conclusion of the show's episode, which is a reference to the full-length version of the Phineas and Ferb theme song. Dr. Zone's line of seeing them again in the future is likely an Easter egg that we will have him pop up again, and that more time travel shenanigans may occur. Milo's statement, "Feel free to cross over anytime," with Phineas's definite "we will," plants the seed for another crossover in the future, potentially the season 2 finale. Overall, I felt like this crossover was a great celebration of both Phineas and Ferb and Milo Murphy, and it's a great combination of fan service and homage to the old show that Dan Swampy once worked on. To be honest, I feel like this maybe wasn't the best Milo Murphys Law episode, but it was definitely a very enjoyable experience to be a part of, and there were a lot of nods to me and many other Milo Murphys Law fans alike. And aside from the many references to the past of the series, and despite the fact that there are a lot of callbacks to Milo Murphys Law, I do think that this may help in getting fans of Phineas and Ferb to cross over, no pun intended, and start watching Milo Murphys Law as well. Overall, I was very happy with the experience I had watching this episode, and I would definitely be open to a future crossover, especially since it totally makes sense in the context of the universe. But of course, what do you guys think? Tell us in the comments below, tweet me at TommyPQM, or you can find us at Roundtable Vids on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. Be sure to like this video, share it with your friends. If you haven't already, subscribe and hit the bell for notifications. If you want to support the Roundtable, you can become a member, or you can support us on Patreon. Links in the description below. My name has been Tom. I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and I'll see you guys next time.